Hey, what's going on, my friends? How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Um, Me and my nephew Josh went for a hike yesterday, and it was an interesting day. We had a blast. Good, really good time. Getting used to hiking with Josh. I believe did finally find a hiking partner in Josh. There's some people when you go hiking with someone, they sometimes um, it's hard to mesh with somebody. There's times where I just stop for no reason at all. He doesn't ask, why are we stopping? He doesn't follow so close behind me that when I stop, he bumps into me. He is just as curious as I am about the things that we find out in the woods. And it's really nice to have somebody that can watch my back as I'm kind of doing my thing. And I'm getting a little bit spoiled. I realized this when hiking last week by myself. I found myself really nervous, which I never really am like that. There are times I do find that I get a little nervous and something comes over me. I get really frightened. And I've talked about that in videos on how, that's possibly that Sasquatch can put out a vibe like that when you get maybe a little too close and it doesn't want you around. But anywho, right? We had a couple of strange experiences out there, and I'm going to show you guys. I took some video out there of some things that I found that I thought were interesting. But we had two separate things that happened to us that were really strange. The first thing that happened to us, I had found a structure a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and I had made a video of it, and it was one that I didn't realize. I hiked in an area of this forest where I got lost a couple of times out there, and I wanted to really figure it out. Why? What am I doing wrong? And as we were passing by this particular structure, I said to Josh, "Hey, check this out. I found this last week." We stood there looking at it, and all of a sudden, I heard two or three loud thumps or footfalls that were behind us. Actually, more to my side, but to Josh's back. And we both noticed it, instantly heard it. Josh swung around and dropped his rifle down. He said, we talked about it after. He said, I expected to see somebody charging at me. He said, I could feel it in the ground. I could hear those three thuds we heard, like a stomp, stomp, stomp. And it shook us both a little bit. And we decided to leave that area. But boy, both of us we had our heads on a swivel. I mean, for the next 150 yards or so down that trail, it was really uncomfortable. We said to each other, we're being watched. I mean, we both could feel that something was watching us and maybe even keeping up with us a little bit just off into the woods, and it was, that hair on the back of your neck standing up feeling, and we both got it at the same time, and it was just like, wow. Later on in our hike on our way back to the river, I heard an obvious whistle, just like that. I expected to see a person, and we both stopped in our tracks, and he was kind of head point, and he was ahead of me, and we just looked at each other. He says, "You hear that?" I said, "I absolutely did hear it." I said, "There must be somebody out here hiking, like with a dog." It sounded like how you'd kind of like that, like to get someone's attention. I said, somebody's out here. And we hiked and expected to run into somebody, and we didn't see anybody. And both had that odd feeling again. I don't know if we brought that upon ourselves. I think that I've talked about that before too. That happens. You can kind of talk yourself into being freaked out. But we had that same feeling again, and it was at that point in the video. I soon after the whistle, I was in this spot, like I was hiking towards an area that I found interesting. It looked like a little hangout, like a sitting spot. For an observation area type. It just looked to me like a little cozy spot. It had a bunch of leans up against a tree. There was a rock wall with kind of an opening in it. in a little sitting spot that looked, I said to Josh, look at that. Sasquatch probably hangs out right here next to this tree. It's a really cool little spot. And we started to hike away from that area. And again, that feeling subsided as we headed towards a field that we crossed when we first were coming in. We ended up on the other side of that field. So when we hit that field, that just started to fall away, that feeling of being watched and maybe followed a little bit or something. Like that's just that feeling that we definitely weren't alone. But let's go. I'm going to show you some of the video I took and some pictures, a couple things that I found, and we'll take a look at that. So me and Josh are out here in the cave, but we're going to explore further. Go out to an area that's over. It's over the river here that I don't go too often, where I got lost that time. And then suddenly we got hit with a snow squall. It's about 25, 26 degrees. And just all of a sudden, this snow squall moved in, and I wanted to get that. I wanted to get that on in the video so you guys could see the snow squall. It's really windy here today. I brought the windsock with me because of the wind. So what we're going to do is we're going to bypass the structures here. The 5 structures. I'm just going to check on them to make sure that they're not mega different. And then what we'll do is we're going to come across here, across the river, and head up into this way where me and Josh last year were following the mountain lion tracks, and we had a little cub with it. And this was all frozen over. We would just easily cross right over it. So stick around, and we're going to go for a nice hike. It's chilly. All of a sudden, winter is here, just like that. And it's funny because I think in a couple days it'll be back up to like 40 something again. Let me just check out my favorite structure here and see if it's been worked on. I just love the construction of this thing. Really, really cool looking. That looks like it's been added on to, Josh, perhaps a little. I'm not sure, though. I have to check. Oh, that pole is down. Remember the big one? Remember the one that went across?
Yeah.
Where did it go? It's gone.
Stuck into the structure, maybe?
No kidding. This looks different. Yeah, it does look different.
That's one worked on.
Yeah, no kidding. It has. Really cool.
So a little bit has changed since I've been out here.
Wow. And then there's my X over there that I did with the birch logs. That looks like it's untouched. All right, let's head over the river. So, of course, even though I had the windsock, I didn't use it. I didn't think I needed it, and I did, so I had to kind of just put commentary over it. So, these right here, I don't remember them. I do not remember them being there a week ago, or 10 days or something like that since I was there last. And look at this here. This was amazing how those are twisted like that. I don't remember seeing it, but there was foliage. More leaves around when I first found this a week or two, maybe 2 weeks ago. But boy, I'll tell you, it is different. It does not, it doesn't look, I don't remember them. And I referenced it. I couldn't tell with the leaves from another video, but pretty awesome. I was out here about 2 or 3 years ago and snowshoeing. I haven't been back here since. That was when I got lost. And this here actually was part of this, and it came over to this stump right here. So somebody lifted it and put it back sideways. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Sam Squamch. All right, so here's the deal. We're right in the place where I got turned around last year or 2 years ago, and I made it to the main road. We just did an about face. Now me and Josh are gonna try to make our way back, which we shouldn't have an issue with this, to make our way back to the stream where the teepees are, which I would say is probably, but I don't think we went maybe 2 miles. So this will be interesting to see if we have a degree of difficulty in getting back. I don't see an issue because this time I've been following the compass really, really closely, keeping an eye on my direction of travel. I took note of a bearing when I walked away from the stream, so I have a feeling I'm not going to have an issue now. I'm out here with Josh. We pretty much went in a circle once out here, which wasn't so bad. We realized it just was a big circle. We came out to the spot where we started. So I think that possibly could be the spot that I messed up at. You know what I mean, Josh? That could be where I circled and why I kept coming back to this same 202. Yeah, yep. So let's see if we can not do that today. It's really windy out, but it's not so bad in the woods. Huh, Josh? It ain't bad in here. We're kind of getting blocked. The trees are blocking all the wind. Yeah. So yesterday was 50 something, and today it's 26. You gotta love New England. And us New Englanders, if you're from New England, you'll know the saying, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute. It changes so rapidly. Oh, look at that, huh? Little woody woodpecker going on there. Yeah.
Perfect square too.
All right. Let's moving on. So we came to this spot here. We spotted the rock wall and we decided to come over and just kind of investigate. And I can hear traffic here. There's a main road right here. And just noticed a car. So we are right near someone's house or a road or something. But look at this little spot here. It's almost like a hangout sitting area or something like that. And we are definitely off trail. There's no trails right here, but this looks like a really cool little sitting area maybe, or you got a couple of these leaners here. Really interesting little area. We have been hiking for a couple of hours, and boy, we have covered a lot of ground out here. Josh was saying he thinks maybe we've actually traversed the whole park, and I wouldn't doubt it. We've been taking a lot of trails. You find the trail, Josh? All right. Whoa. Almost went down. What do we got here? Old barrel. And an axe. It looks interesting over there too. All right, I want to get back to the trail here. Another X right there. So we ended up back at this field again. So we're gonna so I know where I am. I don't know how we ended up on the other side of the field. Well, actually I do. I lied. We obviously went around it. This is an interesting, little interesting X right here. Kind of seems to be a lot going on right here in this spot. So we ended up on the other side of this field. Not on purpose, but we're there. Ouch. That looks constructed to me. What are we calling those? Forest manipulations? The heck with that. They're TPs and X's, right? Get a little different vantage point of that. Forgive the camera work. I'm stumbling, bumbling, falling here. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so this is where we didn't begin our hike here, but almost. Ah, right there, Josh, huh? That's our opening. Holy mackerel, we did hike this whole entire place, didn't we? Wow. Well, that's where we came out, right here.
That's the river. That's to go into the forest.
Yeah, so let's take a game trail through here and just we'll pick up our trail over this way. So that was my first cold weather hike this year. Actually, no, not this year, but of the season. Because I hiked, obviously, the beginning of the year, it was snow on the ground. I hiked in the snow in Massachusetts. But it was the first time in a little bit that I was out in the elements and with the cold weather. And I love that hiking weather. I like the preparation of a hike like that. I find is fun too, where I go to my wall here and I pick out the gear I want for the day. And bundling up, and it was that perfect cold day. Wasn't freezing by any means. It was 24 or 25 degrees or something like that, and the sun was out, but there was wind, and that's why some of the audio in it, I dubbed over it and had to add commentary to it because the audio was so bad. I brought the windsock with me, and of course I didn't use it because I didn't feel the wind in my face. And I said, "Oh, I won't need it." I don't. It turned out on any windy day I got to use that little furry thing for the microphone. But that X that I came across and showed you in another video a couple videos ago, that I said this has to be new. I would have noticed it, and then when I saw it when I was just out there, it had X's added to the bottom of it that I didn't see 6 or 7 days ago. So I went back and looked at the video "Strange Hike in McCabe," I think was the name of it, and I know was standing in front of it videoing it. And so I went to refer back and say, was it there? And I just didn't see it. It was kind of tough for me to tell because there was a lot of foliage right there, a lot of colors, and I don't know, maybe my eyes didn't see it. Even referencing it, going back to look at it, I still couldn't tell whether they were there or not. So I cannot definitively say that they were just put there in the last week or so. But I'm pretty sure I would have seen it. I mean, I always look for stuff like that. But the possibility is there that it was there a week ago, and I just didn't see it behind the leaves. Maybe, I don't know. Really interesting. I didn't notice either last week that those those skinny little trees were weaved or twisted up with a stick through the middle of it. Very interesting. Definitely not a natural occurrence. Who's to say who did it or what did it? But that is not nature that did something like that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I appreciate you coming along with me. And I'll definitely see you guys on the next one. Oh, I'm out of stickers, you guys, so don't send me any more self-addressed stamped envelopes. For now, I think I might make some more and keep handing them out. But for now, I have 3 left, and I'm keeping them for myself. And so I burnt right through them. And thank you guys so much for some of the really nice letters that were added into the envelopes. So a lot of people left. I had one very nice woman that sent me a bunch of stickers, and plus her envelope. So I have the stickers. Thank you very much. You know who you are. I don't remember your name. I apologize. But I liked that trade. That was really good. And thank you so much to some of you that threw some some gas money into the envelope. That's awesome. The support is very welcomed, and it's useful. I use it. It's not free to go out in these places. It's not free. You don't have to pay to hike, but you got to pay for the gear. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all your awesome feedback and your support. And 6,000 subscribers, who would have ever thunk it? And I got some awesome feedback on that parody video of the UTI convention, the Bigfoot hoaxing convention. I thought that was, I had a really good time making that video. I had to do many cuts on that video because of myself laughing at myself. I really think that we need to remember, guys, to this is a serious subject, but I try not to take myself so seriously, and I like to be able to laugh from time to time, and I hope it entertained you guys. And by the comments that I'm reading, you guys got a kick out of it, and I had a kick out of it. I got a kick out of it making the video as well. Thank you guys so much for clicking, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.